Since so many people act like black folks and Africans haven't given the world much, let me put you on the real by showing exactly what predominantly black African nations contribute today. Starting with the Democratic Republic of the Congo, which supplies the world's largest reserves of cobalt. Plus massive amounts of copper, coltan, tantalum, gold, and diamonds, making it the backbone of global smartphones, EV batteries, and electronics. Next we have South Africa, which provides the world with huge quantities of gold, platinum group metals like platinum, palladium, rhodium. Then we have manganese, chromium, iron ore, coal, and diamonds, which drives global jewelry, steel, catalytic converters, and energy industries. Next up, we have Ghana, which exports major amounts of gold, bauxite, aluminum, manganese, and cocoa, making it central to global metals and chocolate industries. Next up, we have Nigeria, which contributes massive oil and natural gas supplies that power global energy systems. You understand? Next up, we have Angola, which is one of the top exporters of crude oil and high-quality diamonds. Next up, we have Botswana, which produces some of the world's most valuable gem-grade diamonds. Next up, we have Guinea, which holds the world's richest bauxite reserves used for aircrafts, cars, and aluminum manufacturing. Next up, we have Zambia, which is a major source of copper and cobalt. Next up, we have Zimbabwe, which contributes globally important platinum, gold, and chromium. Then, next up, we have Tanzania, which supplies gold, diamonds, tanzanite, and natural gases. Then, next up, we have Namibia, which is a leading exporter of uranium, diamonds, and copper. Then, next up, we have Mozambique, which provides graphite, coal, aluminum, and natural gases as well. Then, next up, we have Ethiopia, which contributes gold, tantalum, coffee, and global agricultural biodiversity. Then, next up, we have Kenya, which exports titanium, minerals, flower spar, I may have butchered that word, but hopefully I got it right, rare earths, tea, and horticulture. Then, next up, we have Senegal, which supplies phosphates critical for agriculture worldwide. Then we have Mali, which is a major gold producer. Then we have Sudan and South Sudan, which contribute oil, gold, and gum arabic, an essential ingredient in global food and beverage manufacturing. Alongside these resources, black inventors across the diaspora built modern life. Garrett Morgan created the traffic light and the gas mask. James E. West invented the electret microphone used in nearly every single phone and camera. Marie Van Brittan Brown created the first home security system. Frederick McKinley Jones built mobile refrigeration that made cold chain food and medicine possible. Then Alexander Miles innovated automatic elevator doors, and countless African-descended creators shaped global music, art, agriculture, resistance movements, sports, and cultural expression. Proving the modern world runs on the labor, creativity, minerals, intelligence, and genius of black people globally. So the next time a stupid motherfucker asks you, what does Africa or Africans contribute to the world? Send them this and say, what wouldn't they contribute if other peoples/continents weren't extracting their resources and paying them scraps for it? So since everybody want to rewrite history to fit their narrative, let's start with the truth. The core element of hip-hop, DJing, breakdancing, MCing, sound system culture, and street dance, and lowrider culture were all created and shaped by Black Americans and Afro-Caribbean people. With clear founders whose names and events you can actually go and look up. Black visionaries like DJ Kool Herc, Clive Campbell, invented modern DJing and the breakbeat technique in the early 1970s, literally the backbone of hip hop. While black kids in the Bronx pioneered the earliest forms of breaking slash b-boying, with Herc himself coining the term b-boys. And early black dancers like Trixie, Clark Kent, and the Saw Soul crew forming the first templates long before the culture expanded. And yes, any non-black contributions are acknowledged, but they did not originate these foundations. Like, just because you are a DJ at the parties doesn't mean you help create rap. Like, my nigga, where the fuck your 16 at if you help create rap? Fuck you talking about? People erase these black origins because U.S. schools downplay African and diaspora creativity. And media repackages our innovations as Latino culture, or American culture, or urban culture, which just means black culture, like I told you before in my previous video. Even though hip-hop was born in the Bronx with early records like Rapper's Delight and The Message, while Puerto Rican and Dominican youth contributed heavily to breaking and DJ culture, but entered rap recording slightly later with figures like DJ Disco Wiz and The Mean Machine, the wording matters. Because whether black from the US, the South, the Caribbean, or Latin America, we are all African descended or black indigenous peoples of the Americas. Technically, all black Americans across the Western Hemisphere. And the real issue isn't the shared cultural growth, but how colonized mixed-race elites historically erased or attacked darker-skinned black populations, while it was the pure-blooded black communities who originated, preserved, and pushed the culture forward. And that's why truth matters. It doesn't erase anybody's role. It just restores black originators to the center of the culture we built from nothing. Now, the next time you hear somebody trying to claim hip-hop, DJ, and break, stop them quick and send them this video. Black Americans played a decisive but overlooked role in holding the U.S. economy together and social structure together during the Great Depression, largely through their labor, cultural influence, and political transformation. Our continued work in agriculture, domestic services, construction, and industrial jobs kept essential sectors of the economy functioning even as wages collapsed. While black consumer spending in segregated markets kept countless small businesses alive. At the same time, black political activism, union organizing, and mass migration pressured the federal government to adopt New Deal labor protections, relief programs, and anti-discrimination measures that reshaped American democracy and lifted millions of families, black and white, out of a crisis. You understand? So, in short, black Americans powered the economy when it was near a collapse, expanded the nation's democratic protections, and forced the U.S. to rebuild in a more equitable direction, saving the country from an even deeper economic and social breakdown. So, I see motherfuckers trying to claim soul food again. So, I'm not going to tell you the facts. Soul food originates from the culinary creativity of enslaved black Americans who transformed limited rations, West and Central African food traditions, and survival techniques into a distinct cuisine that was then passed down through generations, not from generic Southern culture. And definitely not from those stupid ass Native Americans. You understand? Unless you acknowledge that many black Americans have indigenous lineages, then that's a different conversation. The reason Southern white families cook soul food style dishes isn't because the food is inherently Southern, But because black women enslaved, then later domestic workers cooked for white households, raised their children, and unintentionally transferred parts of black culinary traditions into those families. You understand? So calling soul food Southern food erases its black origin, hides the cultural theft that occurred, and ignores the fact that black Americans across the North, Midwest, and the South and the West have always cooked soul food. Because soul food is and always has been black American culture and cuisine. These are just a few black cities, foods, and inventions that are credited to other people that really come from black people, black Africans or melanated people, whatever you want to classify black being. You understand? Black people. So black people literally founded major cities, towns, and neighborhoods across the Americas, including Juan Rodriguez founded Manhattan, New York in 1613. Free black landowners founded Seneca Village, New York in 1825. Free black settlers founded Fort Mose, Florida in 1738. William Alexander, I can't say his last name to save my goddamn life, founded San Francisco, California in 1840s. Oh, and I'm not even close to done. Biddy Mason founded Los Angeles, California in 1850s. O.W. Gurley and J.B. Stratford founded Greenwood, Tulsa, Oklahoma in 1906. And black settlers, including Joseph Clark, founded Eatonville, Florida in 1887. Formerly enslaved settlers like Rev. W.R. Miles founded Nicodemus, Kansas in 1877. Mose Norman and other families founded Rosewood, Florida in the early 1900s. Then we have John Merrick and Charles Spalding, founders of Durham's Parish Street, North Carolina in late 1800s. Then we have Colonel Allen Allensworth, who founded Allensworth, California in 1908. Then we have Isaiah Montgomery, who founded Mon Bayou, Mississippi in 1887. All communities erased or minimized through violence, legal theft, and archival manipulation. I'm back to inform the people with some news you can use and facts over feelings. Black people are the head of all civil rights movements, people of color movements. No rights for y'all without us already. So what do you mean you need us to come join you? We did so much for you. Did you forget? Let me remind you. Part 1. And this is how. Black thinkers have defined and spearheaded the global language of liberation, justice, and resistance. From moral leadership from people like Frederick Douglass to Malcolm X to Angela Davis. Even Dr. King, who I personally hate his bitch ass, words are globally quoted worldwide, even by people or groups that purposely ignore black struggles. Black theology rooted in the black church and resistance shaped how movements globally talk about justice and power. Also, we are the cultural blueprint for almost everything. For example, hip-hop, jazz, soul, funk, country, gospel, R&B, reggae music all come from us and are foundations of global music everywhere, for almost every culture. Every culture copies, few credit. Even to black fashion, slang, art, memes, and digital creativity drive TikTok, Instagram, and global ads. You people will barely be able to flourish without us. Even the aesthetic of rebellion, from streetwear to protest chants, are all modeled and crafted after black culture, black American culture. I'm back to inform the people with some news you can use and facts over feelings. Black people are the heads of all civil rights movements / people of color advancements. No rights for y'all already here. If it wasn't for us, did you forget? What do you mean you need us to come join you in protest? We've already done so much for you. Did you forget? Well, let me remind you. Part 2. We are the political backbone from U.S. labor rights, prison abolition, anti-war movements, and even modern feminism. We're all started and heavily influenced by black Americans. To the BLM movements that strike global protests from Tokyo to London to Johannesburg in solidarity. No matter how much I personally hate the owners of that organization, it definitely gave us a glimpse of what it was to look like if we all came together. That's true. That's a fact. That's a fact. Black Americans voted. But remember, before I get to the next part, remember, we started that shit. BLM stands for black. You know what I mean? Black American voting power regularly determined the outcome of U.S. elections, which directly affects global politics. I'm back to inform the people with some news you can use with facts over feelings. Black people are the heads of all civil rights movements and people of color advancements. No rights for y'all already in the United States if it wasn't for us. So what do you mean you need us to join you in protest? We've done so much for y'all already. And did you forget? Well, let me remind you, part 3. So like I said, Black Americans lead, everyone else follows. We created a new blueprint for freedom. We gave the world its most influential and powerful cultures. We stood at the front of every American moral movement, and we still get ignored, co-opted, disrespected, and erased. So no, we don't owe a motherfucker a goddamn thing or no motherfucking unity. Y'all only show up for us when it's beneficial. We are not optional. We are not a trend. We the motherfucking source that you niggas love to copy. So unless you motherfuckers start fighting for black people to receive reparations, you motherfuckers, we ain't helping you do a goddamn thing about no motherfucking rights. You can go back to your goddamn country. You understand me? Did you know that every major fashion trend from streetwear to luxury comes from black culture? Oh, you didn't? Bet check it out, shorty. So on today's episode of Black History Facts with Doobie Divine, we'll be discussing how black people have always been the blueprint for global fashion. Hip-hop styles, sneaker culture, bold logos, baggy silhouettes, and even luxury. All came from our communities before brands like Gucci, Balenciaga, Louis Vuitton, Supreme, Nike, Adidas, and Stussy, and many, many more copied it. Designers like Dapper Dan, Virgil Abloh, Oliver Rosling, Telfar Clemens, Kirby Jean Raymond, Laquan Smith, Aurora James, Willie Smith, Stephon Burrows, Ann Lowe, Patrick Kelly, Kanye West, Tracy Reese, Kimora Lee Simmons, Christopher John Rogers, Autumn Adigbo, Aziz Jean Pierre, and many, many, many more shaped everything from streetwear to haute couture. Luxury houses like Gucci and Louis Vuitton literally took the logomania style Dapper Dan pioneered. While brands like Fear of God, Gallery Department, Huron Preston, and even Junior Watanabe have drawn heavy inspiration from black street styles. The wild part of all of this is the whole world copies black culture while acting like they hate us. They even profit off of it and still act like they hate us. Proving that black culture doesn't just influence fashion, it is fashion. On today's episode of Black History Facts with Doobie Divine, we'll be discussing Kanye West because maybe you other black motherfuckers will allow the white man to brainwash you into hating him and letting them steal his inventions right in front of us, right in front of our faces, and then we turn around and complain about white people stealing our inventions while we're the reasons that they're allowed to steal our inventions. Because you motherfuckers maybe not have noticed the pattern yet, but I have. But I'm not letting that shit happen. Fun and great. Kanye West reshaped modern fashion by merging luxury and streetwear, popularizing slim joggers, muted earth tones, minimalist fonts, and high-concept product drops that became the template for brands worldwide. Through Yeezy, his Nike and Adidas collaborations, and influence on Virgil to Kim Kardashian skims, he pioneered marketing strategies and visual aesthetics that many companies like Justin Bieber Skylark, Fear of God Essentials, the other two I just named before, to beauty and personal care brands, even the way modern buildings are designed, all are openly mirroring Kanye West, copying his color schemes, oversized silhouettes, his jogger styles. This nigga Kanye West even created joggers. And minimalist packaging. Given almost everything from the 21st century, style and branding and designing stems directly from his innovations. Kanye should arguably own or hold ownership or receive his fucking credit in the brands that profit from his ideas, as his influence extends far beyond music into nearly every modern fashion and lifestyle and design trend and architectural. To the like nigga, go look at McDonald's, the way it used to be designed and the way it's designed now, and then go watch a video of how Kanye West talk about how he would design buildings. This word for word, bro. I'm talking about word for word. Did you know that the modern TV remote that you could program to control your entire house was created by a black man? Oh, you didn't? Better check it out, shorty. Let me put you on game. So on today's episode of Black History Facts with Doobie Divine, we got that boy, Joseph N. Jackson, the brilliant inventor who created the programmable TV remote in 1993, giving the people the power to customize and control their electronics like never before. This innovation completely changed home entertainment and laid the foundation for the smart remotes and universal controllers we use to this day. Shout out that boy Joseph N. Jackson. Did you know that Thomas Edison stole the invention of the light bulb from a black man? Or you didn't? Bet, check it out, shorty. Let me put you on game. So on today's episode of Black History Facts with Doobie Divine, we got my boy Lewis Latimer. Born in 1848, the genius who developed the carbon filament that made light bulbs last longer, safer, and more affordable for everyday homes. Latimer, a former enslaved man turned master draftsman and inventor, actually worked alongside Edison, who was notorious for claiming credit for other people's work and ideas. Without Latimer's innovation, Edison's bulb would have burned out in seconds. So while history calls Edison a genius, real niggas gotta know Latimer was the true brain that lit the world up. Shout out my boy Lewis Latimer. You did. Did you know the first clock in America was made by a black man? Which was interesting to me when I found this out, because white people would really have you believing that Africans couldn't figure out how to make the wheel, right? But you motherfuckers couldn't figure out how to make a clock, or where to put shit fumes so you don't die from the ingestion of them, or what to fuck and what not to fuck, or so you don't like catch unknown diseases like syphilis, or where to live and where not to live so you don't die from living with horses. Yeah, all shit like that. Or what killed Roman Empire or the ancient Greece? Ingestion of fumes from shit. You motherfuckers couldn't even figure out where to dispose of waste, but you want us to believe that you motherfuckers was the ones that brought all the advancements to us. Eat a dick. You stole that shit, bitch. But on today's episode of Black History Facts with Doobie Divine, we will be discussing Benjamin Banneker, a self-taught black mathematician, inventor, and astronomer, built the first American-made clock in the 1750s, entirely from carved wood, a groundbreaking feat of engineering in a time when such knowledge was tightly restricted from black people. He later contributed to the layout of Washington, D.C., and published detailed astronomical almanacs that rivaled those of trained European scientists, all while accurately predicting celestial events like solar eclipse. The fuck nigga could see the future too, goddammit. Shout out my boy Benjamin Banneker. Did you know the first home video security system was created by a black woman? Or you didn't? Bet, check it out, shorty. Let me put you on game. So on today's episode of Black History Facts with Doobie Divine, we have Marie Van Brittan Brown, who created the first home video security system in 1966 to solve real safety concerns using components like peepholes, a movable camera, intercom, remote locks, and alarms to prevent dangerous encounters. Her 1969 patent laid the groundwork for modern CCTV and smart home technology. Though she never profited, her design shaped the global security industry and is still referenced by countless inventions to this day. Now you do. Did you know that modern central heating was created by a black woman? Or you didn't? Bet, check it out, sure. Let me put you on game. So on today's episode of Black History Facts with Doobie Divine, we have Alice H. Parker's 1919 patent that laid the foundation for modern central heating by introducing a natural gas-powered furnace that drew in cool air, passed it through a motherfucking heat exchanger, and delivered warm air through individually controlled ducts to different rooms. A radical shift from wood or coal-burning stoves. Her design greatly improved heating efficiency, safety, and comfort, laying the foundation for modern HVAC systems used in homes and buildings to this day. Shout out my girl. Did you know that martial arts was created by black people? Black Africans, to be specific. Oh, you didn't? I bet you thought a random Asian motherfucker made that shit, didn't you? Check it out, Shirley. Let me put you on game real quick. So on today's episode of Black History Facts with Doobie Divine, we will be discussing who the fuck created martial arts. So martial arts has deep African origins with evidence from ancient Egypt and Nubia around 3400 BC, showing structured combat systems like wrestling, stick fighting, and weapons training long before similar practices were recorded in Asia. Traditional African arts such as Ngolo from Angola, Dambe boxing in Nigeria, lamb wrestling in Senegal, and Nguni stick fighting in southern Africa were complex fighting styles that blended combat, dance, and spiritual practice. But through the transatlantic slave trade, arts like Ngolo evolved into capoeira. I think that's how you say it. In Brazil, proving that many martial traditions credited to other regions actually track back to Africa and Africa's ancient warrior culture, like Dambe boxing and lamb wrestling, basically shaping all striking and grappling styles. Type shit. Did you know the man behind modern electronics was black? Oh, you didn't? Bet, check it out, shorty. Let me put you on game real quick. So on today's episode of Black History Facts with Doobie Divine, we got that boy Otis Boykin. Born in 1920, was a brilliant black inventor and engineer whose work revolutionized modern electronics. He developed over 25 electronic devices and components, most notably the wired precision resistor, which became essential for pacemakers, IBM computers, televisions, radios, and guided missile systems. His other inventions included an improved precision resistor, a variable resistor for guided missiles, a control unit for pacemakers, several electrical capacitors, a resistance capacitor, a chemical air filter, and a burglar-proof cash register. His designs were more affordable and reliable than previous models, drastically reducing manufacturing costs and increasing accessibility to technology worldwide. You did. Did you know that Los Angeles was mainly founded by a black woman? Oh, you didn't? Bet, check it out, shorty. Let me put you on game real quick. So on today's episode of Black History Facts with Doobie Divine, we have Biddy Mason. Once enslaved, became one of the earliest real estate moguls and landowners in Los Angeles, buying property in what is now downtown LA and laying the foundation for black communities in the city. She used her wealth and influence to fund the first black church, schools, healthcare, and housing, helping transform LA from a rural pueblo into a growing urban center. Through land ownership, philanthropy, and leadership, Mason played a central and major role in founding and shaping the early social and economic infrastructure of Los Angeles, a legacy largely erased from mainstream histories. Now you do. Did you know the first cure for blindness was created by a black woman? Oh, you didn't? Bet, check it out, shorty. Let me put you on game real quick. So in 1986, it was a doctor named Dr. Patricia Babb that became the first black woman to receive a medical patent for her invention of the laser phacoprobe, a device that improved cataract surgery and restored vision to patients who had been blind for decades. She was also the first black female doctor to receive a residency in ophthalmology and co-founded the American Institute for the Prevention of Blindness. Now you do. Did you know that the first video game console was created by a black man? Oh, you didn't? Bet, check it out. Let me put you on, shorty. So on today's episode of Black History Facts with Doobie Divine, we have Jerry Lawson. Born in 1940, was a pioneering black engineer who created the Fairchild Channel F in 1976. The first and only home video game console that had interchangeable cartridges, a pause button, and a microcompressor, laying the foundation for modern gaming as we know it. His groundbreaking work made the entire video game software and market possible, influencing giants like Atari and Nintendo. They really just stole his idea because he was never credited until recently when they started calling him the father of modern gaming. It's still my idea for 70 years. You better fucking give it to me after I die, bitch. Fuck! Did you know that Claudette Colvin and Viola White resisted bus segregation long before Rosa Parks ever did? But Claudette Colvin was 15 and Viola White did it 10 years before Rosa Parks did it as well. Now you do. Hey, bitch ass nigga, did you know the water gun was created by a black man? Well, let me tell you. Lonnie G. Johnson, a former NASA engineer who worked on the Galileo spacecraft and stealth bomber projects, invented the Super Soaker water gun in 1982. The toy became a worldwide sensation, generating over $1 billion in sales. Johnson now uses the profits to fund energy research and STEM initiatives for black youth. Shout out that boy Lonnie G. Johnson. You did! On today's episode of Black History Facts with Doobie Divine, we got Ann Turnbull Malone, a trained chemist born in 1869, was one of America's first black self-made millionaires. You dig? creating a groundbreaking line of hair care products for black women at a time when the market didn't exist. She founded Poro College, a business school and training center that empowered tens of thousands of black women economically and professionally across the U.S. and beyond. Malone's innovations not only predated Madam C.J. Walker's success, but also directly influenced and enabled it. Though history often overlooks her legacy. Shout out Ann Turnbull Malone. Your legacy will no longer be overlooked here. You understand? Alright, on today's episode of Black History Facts with Doobie Defined, we got Thomas L. Jennings. Innovator and abolitionist pioneer Thomas L. Jennings, a free black man in New York City, became the first African American to receive a U.S. patent in 1821. So don't let them get to lying to you like, niggas ain't never owned nothing. Niggas was owning shit even while other niggas was slaves in the South. You understand? He invented a revolutionary method for dry curing clothes, laying the foundation for dry cleaning. With the wealth from his invention, Jennings funded abolitionist causes and helped establish legal aid for black civil rights movements, becoming a trailblazer in both innovation and social justices. Get it? Yo, welcome back. Alright, so listen. On today's episode of Black History Facts with Doobie, we got Garrett Morgan, the man behind the traffic light and the gas mask. Garrett Morgan was born in Kentucky to formerly enslaved parents, was a prolific inventor and entrepreneur. In 1923, he patented a 3-position traffic signal that introduced the yellow warning signal to improve safety at intersections. He also created the gas mask used to rescue workers from tunnel explosions and later adopted by the military before World War I. On today's episode of Black History Facts with Doobie, we're going to be discussing, did you know that the potato chip was created by accident? Oh, you didn't? Man, check me out. Let me put you on, shorty. Alright, so George Crumb, a chef of African-American heritage, created the potato chip in 1853 in Saratoga Springs, New York. After a customer complained about thick fries, Crumb sliced the potatoes paper thin, fried them crispy, and served them with salt, accidentally creating America's favorite snack pretty much out of spite. Did you know that Betty Boop was inspired by a black woman? Oh, you didn't? Bet, let me put you on. Okay, so Esther Baby Jones, a black child jazz performer in 1920s Harlem, pioneered a playful singing style that included the phrases boop, oop, a doop, which was later imitated by a white motherfucker always come and try to steal some shit, Helen Kane, and used to create the cartoon character Betty Boop. Though Kane tried to claim ownership over something she know that she fucking stole, court evidence proved Baby Esther originated the style. Like, you stupid motherfucker, we're gonna take this shit right to court. Stop playing with me. See your ass in court for them game. Yet, she was never credited, exposing how black artistry was stolen and whitewashed in early American pop culture. Ain't that about a bitch? Go. Okay, don't forgive or don't forget, bitch, I'ma hold a grudge.